Samuel Amadu joins us now to talk about the Super Falcons whenever he's in the building. Of course, it has to be all about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Sam, it's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, pleasure. Great to be here again.
Right.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Okay, let's just dive. Let's dive into it straight away. Super Falcons coach, technical advisor Gent Royals released a list of 30 players to come to camp and continue preparations for the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. And there's a surprise inclusion in that list. Evelyn Nwobuku, who used to be the Falcons captain, she's been recalled now, Sam. And the obvious question is that a surprise to you, or do you think she's well deserving of a call?
Oh, well, I think if you say it's of a surprise, I don't really know what do you mean by that. But
she hasn't been a part of the
no argument. She hasn't definitely. But realistically,
2016,
I think she was around for the qualifying games. Yeah, going to for the Gambia, the game against Gambia. Unfortunately, she didn't make the final squad.
Right.
But understandably, the coach did give explanations then that. He wasn't really keen about having her on the team, and I think it's his opinion, and I think that should be also honored. But irrespective of what the coach feels, we think she's a very good player. She was outstanding in 2018. She also won one of the Player of the Month for September, and also helped her team to winning the Atil Cup, which for me I think was huge. She was in the heart of everything, and I think that was the award for her. Even the coach, Thomas Anedi, presented it to her.
Right.
So I think coach's decision must always be respected, no matter what. We know he has his own game tactics. He knows what he wants, and I believe he is in a better position to decide what he wants. And for now, he deemed fit calling her to the team. No doubt she has been impressive, but at the same time, I feel Evelyn now too also has a very fair chance of also competing for a place on the traveling party to France. And I think for the coach, he's going to draw up a provisional squad for the World Cup in April, and him calling up 30 players now. Most of those he has seen before, and those who are also part of his squad in the last two tournaments in China and also to Cyprus are also part of the team. So it's just much of seeing some young talents, and also a kind of opportunity to kind of using one stone to kill two birds is what he's doing. You understand that we also have the Waffle Cup coming up in May, early May, and you may not have such a good opportunity to having bulk of these home-based players together, especially on the fact that they are struggling with inactivity, no league activity, no league actions, and so they need to keep fit. They need to play regularly, and under the watch of him, he's in Abuja. At least he's monitoring everything, and it's fair enough you start implement some of the ideas, your playing philosophy with the home-based player as much as you're doing with the foreign-based player. So I think it's no surprise. We also have Jonathan Alaba back, Esther Sunday, quite a number of them who are making a return to the team. So I think it's more like an open window for all of them to kind of fight their place. Getting into the provisional squad. I think 40 players list expected, I think, for him to submit. And when that list is drawn, you hardly could bring in any player eventually. The rest is going to be trim. You have the final 23 players.
All right.
If you check, it's 80 days to the World Cup, and we have the Waffle Cup in May. We have 30 players. Of the 30 players we have, can go through those names. 80 days to the FIFA Women's World Cup. Now, of these 30, we have just Josephine Chukwunoye happens to be the only one who is a foreign-based player. Second division in Sweden and all. That's where she plays. But the others are all home-based players. I'm asking, what's the rationale adding her to this one? Is it that he's not too sure of Josephine Chukwunoye that she's part of this particular squad? Because I'm going through them and discovered that all of them are all home-based players.
Well, not only her, Esther Sunday with Koyang is also around, so she's also in camp. And I think some of them possibly have seen out their contract and possibly looking out for a new deal, so which hasn't fallen through.
That's the reason.
So for now they are around, and the coach has really been very persistent that you must be playing. You must be playing. He's discouraging the fact that you training on your own will never add value to whatever competitive fitness level you're going to earn. So I think being with the team, you've been around enough reason to ensure that you're playing. So I think they are under his supervision now. He could see them better, and they will also continue to understand what they're doing. It's not only how we also have a player like Amarachi Okoko, they didn't go Unku, and I think one other player I can't remember, Njoku, is also returning. Njoku too has been out since 2016, so I think it's also wonderful she's back. At least she always had a great competition at the back line. So we really have a very competitive squad. Both the foreign-based players, quite a number of them not so are with their various clubs and they're playing. So I think it's really a huge kind of advantage for the coach and also for Nigeria.
Huge advantage for him, but he's going to have a whole lot to pick from. But knowing the goalkeepers, the key figures, Tuchukoloe, of course, Rivers Angels, she will definitely be part of the final squad. We know that
already. You never can be too sure. It's for me too early to call.
Okay, too early.
Really?
Okay.
Seriously, why? Because it's football. A lot do happen. We don't pray for the worst.
I don't see Jonathan Alaba actually displacing her, because I don't see Christy Oriako displacing her. I don't even see Chabaka.
We have 4 goalkeepers and 3 going to the tournament. So
we know the 3 that are going to the tournament.
Well, you can never be too sure realistically. Why? Because like we did going to the Nations Cup, no one expected Christy or Oriako
to actually make it. Yeah.
But the coaches felt they wanted that more than Alaba, and I think for us, no matter how good you are, our coaches look at a lot of reasons selecting players. So
you still got to earn your spot.
Well,
okay, discipline is key. Yeah, he says, well, you understand what we're talking about. Let's flip over and go to the defenders right here. Those that have been called up, starting from Gloria Ogbonna of Ibom Angels. Then you have Ugochi Emenayo. Okay, there you have them. Also part of it, Nasara Mezozia, Ugo Njoku of Rivers Angels. She was out for a while, then she came back, as you mentioned. So she will have to join the club that she left from. Sarah Nnamdi back, Nasara Mezons, Mabel Effiong, Rivers Angels, Ayomide from Police College, Lagos. I don't really know this lady.
Yeah, surprise inclusion there.
Yeah,
well, it's one good thing we've seen some of these young players. Quite a number of them, especially those who played at the under-17, who really, despite the team they qualified, but we saw a lot of talent in that team.
Guy,
some of them too came through to the under-20s, even though they didn't make the final score. But it was really exciting, the sort of potentials we saw in them during the training camp going to the World Cup. But I think it's fair enough. Denebi, for me, I think when people argue if he's not in charge or not, he's been also sniffing around, trying to check out quite a number of players. Mary Ologboshire, these are bulk of on the 17 and 20 players who we feel has a lot to add to the senior national team. But we don't expect them going to the World Cup, but I believe knowing their fitness and also seeing what quality they could bring to the table, I think it's a huge advantage to the coach to at least start seeing players for the future. We have a very tight schedule for this year. The WAFU is coming up. The All-African Games is there. The Olympic qualifier too is in the waiting. So I think quite a very competitive year for the team. Let alone of the World Cup itself, the big one. Yeah. So I think it's really cool that we're seeing young talent coming through, and also same time seeing new faces.
Yeah, so all those names are out there in the midfield, and also we have the forwards, so many of them, from Chidima Okeke, Pepsi Robo, Alice Ogebe, Rivers Angels, Joy Jerry Baesa, Esther Sunday, you mentioned her earlier, Folashade also there, Rafiat Sule, I'm not surprised about her. She's also included Anam Imo, Chioma Wogu, Baesa, of course, all of them just been there. Evelyn Nwambuko that we mentioned, Joy Bokiri. Yeah, of course.
I mean, what do you make of it? Chioma Wogo in 2019. What's the current state? Because I haven't had opportunities to see her in a long time.
She was with them at the
she was
called up for. She didn't make the final.
She made the final list. Yeah. And we know she played at the 2016 finals in Cameroon, and I think she was fantastic with Rivers Angels coming to Super Fun, also in the Atiru Cup final. And for me, I think it's just fair. We know these are bulk of the local talents we've been seeing, and I think it's realistically we give them a chance. I know we have quite a number of them if we're going to really be drawing up a long list. But again, 30 is what we could make do with for now, and we just have to let's see this and hoping to see the rest.
So before we leave, the Falcons squad for the Abuja camp. what is the plan for the foreign-based players? I mean, the majority of the bulk. Well, when are they going to come, and how's it going to play out?
Well, like in regards to the foreign-based players, I think it was put out that there will be a camp in Spain where 2 games will be played. I think that will be the next international break, which is from April 1st to 8th or 9th. I think that's when we'll be having quite a number of players coming in, and I think even that camp, the squad is already drawn, and I think those players invited are already notified. I think we will be having some notable inclusions, but realistically, we're waiting to see what will come out of that campaign. At least it's a very good way that we're seeing this team play more games. The Cyprus, the China experience was massive for the team. 6 games in space of 3 months, I think, close to NFL for really ensuring this. And also, huge appreciation to FIFA too, who right now are really setting the ball rolling and investing so much in women's football, and also encouraging the FAs to really do more, utilizing some of the resources make available to them to make sure the preparations are more easier. So I think it's huge. I think playing 2 games there add up to the 6 already on the plate, making 8, and I think that's letting of the one we're going to likely have in June. I think that's alone will really be huge for us, and I think it's all about playing. Our final game against Thailand really gave the team a lot of exposure, and we knew that yes, there is great hope, and it's just fair enough that we keep building on that progress. The players are understanding the new mentality around and the environments they're having around the coach, and thankfully the NFL has provided a fitness trainer from Sweden and also a video analyst, and quite a number of video you're seeing out there from the players are what they've been provided for them to the video analyst. So I think it's been great progress they've made so far, and I believe we just need to have a lot of positives and also temper our expectations with some patience. It never could turn out so well right now, but I think going to the World Cup, it's just a few months away, which could have a lot of positive to draw from it.
Let me ask the final question before just wrap this up. No, you mentioned earlier that the league is not on, and most of these players are playing at home. And this is March. They've not been active since December after the Community Shield. Just 4 teams have played that and everything. But at the end of the day, how is he going to get the best out of these players, knowing that they've not been active?
I think this is why this campaign is important. The coaches are aware. The coaches are aware that the league is not on right now, and I think it's practically reasons why he came home. I felt there's no way he will want to make a provisional squad and still ignore the home-based players. We can't continue to feel the foreign-based can do it all. And I think that is the major reason why he came around, that yes, he wants to see the home-based players. No matter what, I think you being part of women's football, you understand that even few games really can't make a difference. You need these girls to keep training, and I think for the next 2 weeks, I believe he will get to see the best of them, and understanding the fighting spirit within the players. They know it's a World Cup call-up. You should understand that it will really be a very keen battle between all the players. They really want to put out their best, and when you know what is at stake, I believe no one will really tell them anything before they really hit the ground running and want to fight their place to be in France.
Yeah, hopefully they can put in their best, and we have maybe 4 or 5 actually joining the foreign-based players.
It will be exciting. At least we already know those who will likely make it, but but at the same time, I think it's fair enough we have a good number of local-based players. Understand the fact that FIFA is also going to be dishing out some receptives to clubs across the board.